Namaste, my friends, and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Victor, and today is going to be another weekly Ascension energy update for the week of November 6th, 2017. It is the tides have shifted in a very profound way. My most recent energy update about this full moon just a couple days ago, it was a very intense energy, a lot of purging, a lot of cleansing, not exactly the most comfortable energetic climate to be in. But now all of that work was not in vain. Now as the dust is settling, it's so many doors are now opening for us, the people who are on this ascension path. And sometimes when a door flies open, it can shock you as to what you're looking at. So often during the course of this dynamic awakening, our life has the potential to just surprise us, and maybe the directions you're now going in or contemplating, or just it's a very surprising energy. There's been a lot of clearing, and then as that it's all gone, now it's like we're seeing things so differently, and it might not even be so noticeable, except it's evident in just what you're considering, what you're pondering. You're just like, wow, I can't believe I'm thinking about doing this. So it's a very surprising and exciting energy, and I'll talk more about it now in detail as I always do. I will break it down into a few different themes that are more easy to grasp and learn from and benefit from. Theme number one, which is slightly unrelated to the grand scope of what this energy update is going to be about, but it's still a relevant issue and can play in some way. It's you might find sometimes we attract people into our life that will help us reveal something inside of us that is unhealthy. It's not in alignment. It's an out of alignment type of behavior. And because we have these characters in our lives, it can really help reveal that to us. So essentially what I'm getting at is that you might realize you're overextending yourself. You're giving too much of yourself away. And it can be annoying when you attract people into your life who are sort of provoking you to do that, but at the same time they're doing you a huge favor and just basically showing to you, do you like this type of relationship? You probably don't. You're awakening, and you can really feel the energetic mismatch of certain ways of relating with other people. And while it can be awkward, sometimes you might find yourself having to say no and create that uncomfortable space of saying something that might, is potentially disruptive to the other person, but you feel in your being like it's not right. I need to say no. I can just look back at my past, and I think there's a lot of it where I would avoid those uncomfortable conversations when I would assert myself and rather play along and go on to the guise, oh, you're just a nice guy, it's okay, it's cool. But again, that's not an empowered way of going through life. It's good to be nice, obviously. You should be generous and sometimes altruistic even, but there's a balance point, like with anything in life. If you find yourself overextending yourself and you're attracting similar types of characters into your life that are provoking you to do so, then that's a sign to say, stop doing that. Start saying no more. It's okay. In fact, you're helping them more by being an example of an empowered human being. Number two is more in alignment with the primary focus of this update, and that is you might find yourself contemplating new directions, big life changes that you never saw coming. And it can be like sometimes you might have the resonance with an idea or a notion, or that excitement, or just a fondness, an organic fondness to something that it's like, oh my goodness, I can't, how am I even thinking about this? This is so different than where I really thought my life was going. But the awakening will do that to you. It's for one, it's opening us up to an actual exciting life. It's boring. It's comforting to the ego to have it all figured out. it all planned out. But that is boring, and that's when people, they want to find a purpose, and they want to find some adventure. Well, this awakening is kind of forcing you into the adventurous life that I believe we came to have. And part of that adventure, surprises. In the past, if there was some sort of intuitive realization that my life is shifting into a direction that is super different than I would have anticipated, I would resist and I would question myself. I would doubt myself, and in my mind I would get so twisted and worked up, and it was just, I would eventually do that thing anyway, because I feel that the energetic pull towards something just becomes stronger and stronger and stronger, and we can just yield to it, and it's always going to benefit us anyway, or we can go kicking and screaming. But one way or the other, the energy is going to align us. That's what it's doing. So my advice to you is to, and I'll get more into this later in the video, is to allow yourself to contemplate anything that excites you in a natural way, even if it's different than what you would expect or where you thought your life was going. Number 3, due to this now change of directions, and I mean it in a different way. I mean, like, past week or so was a big time contraction type of energy, the full moon, emotion, sensitivity, old inner child coming up and wreaking havoc in our lives. Oh, we're like in this little box, trapped in the repercussions of going through life in an egoic and unconscious way. But now it's like, it's a very productive energy, even though it kind of sucks to be in, because all that is gone, and you're in a sense liberated from that to some degree, and now there's another expansion, and that's fantastic. That's beautiful. It's beautiful too. The other energy is very helpful as well. But one of the things that can happen when you're on this massive, expansive sort of I can't find the word, but when you really start to expand, sometimes there's ups and downs. You oscillate between being kind of in alignment with this expanding wave where you feel good and exhilarated and hopeful, and you're open to new ideas and it feels exciting, and then we can, like, the ego can kind of chime in, and we start to doubt ourselves and quickly spiral immediately into, like, questioning, oh, that's too sensational of an idea and phenomenal, it's too out there, and I'm looking at my life now in a very negative lens, and it's just not possible. And it's common to basically oscillate from feeling very connected and in alignment to feeling the exact opposite. There's not a lot of in-between room at times in our journey, and this is kind of one of those times. So what's important to do here is not take stock of your life, not evaluate your life, or make any sort of conclusions from a place of negativity, which is now more obvious than ever. You know when you're back in those, like, inner child egoic types of patterns of self-limiting beliefs. Don't analyze anything about yourself or your life or where you're going from that perspective. Make it your primary objective to snap out of it in whatever way works for you. Go for a nice walk, meditate, get a good workout in, eat a nice healthy meal, call a friend. Whatever you do it, because you'll just drive yourself bananas if you try to fix your life from that egoic, wounded perspective. You got to snap out of it, get back in the vortex, back in alignment, and then it's like, nothing's changed, only my attitude, and yet I feel great again, and I think it's going to be a lot easier than I suspected from down here in the valley. Now I'm on the mountain, and I feel good, and I'm like a bird, and it's gonna be just fine. Be like a bird. Stay on the mountain. Don't dwell in the valley. At the same time, if you find yourself going through this back and forth period, it's okay. Don't like get too pissed off at yourself if you find that your mood quickly and abruptly takes a turn for the worse. Again, you say, okay, you're going through a transition. You're going through quite a demanding process. Breathe. And climb back up that mountain. It won't take you as long as you think, and then start living your life again. And if you fall, you just keep repeating. Try to stay conscious. Number 4 is be flexible. Be flexible in general, especially when it comes to your awakening, especially when it comes to your desires and the manifestations you want, and who you want to be, and what you want to do with your life, and the things you want to accomplish. Be flexible. because you're changing at the core level very, very quickly. And it's very common to have, to be excited about a certain direction and to go into it, and it's a very appropriate direction. It's not wrong, but it's like your higher self will know that's step one. And on the road to where you think you're going, as you continue to change, you might see that, wow, I don't really want to finish this out. I want to go this way now. And it can seem like a bunch of detours, but it's not. It's very efficient. You needed to kind of think you were going this way in order to have this self-realization to know you're going to go this way. You would have, from over here, you would have never contemplated going this way. It was too far down the line. So it's actually a very efficient way of going through life. And all you have to do is be flexible and follow the thread of excitement. You can trust your excitement. Sometimes, again, your excitement will be and pertain to something that is way off from what you would have expected, but that's fun. That's the adventure. And you can just be comfortable and secure in trusting the excitement. This was not easy for me, man. This took me a lot of years, honestly, to learn how to do. If I was to kind of express to you guys right now what I'm going to be doing in the very near future, if you've been watching me a while, it would shock you. But the excitement over here is so strong and compelling that it's where I'm now going. And I'm okay with that. Even if it's drastically different than where I thought I was going. It's okay. I'm flexible. The excitement will always lead you to the best case scenario, the path of least resistance. That is your higher self saying, come here, now come here, now come here, now come here. That's why it's very important to not have expectations, to not say, I'm going this way. This must imply this, and this. No, you go this way because it feels exciting and you relax. Number 5, as I mentioned in the beginning of this video, the dust is now settling and you're waking up to a much greater embodiment of your true core self. And if you can be flexible, as I suggested, your life can speed up and take you to places and experiences and open you up to greater synchronicity and such an expansive, high vibration, joyful, exciting, passionate way of relating with your life as a human being here on earth. It can be a fascinating and just a grand journey. That's what's attempting to happen to you, through you. It's the mind that thinks it needs to be in charge that can cause all of the stress. So try to get out of your head, trust the energy, trust your intuition, trust your instincts, and you are in for one hell of a ride, I promise you. Thank you, my friends, for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I will catch you all very soon. Have an amazing day. Namaste.